What's going on YouTube? This is Rocky in real time and I'm back at you with another video. And in today's video, I want to talk about low cost and no cost different apps and software that you can use to get your business needs met for your online business. So let's get into it. Now I'm going to start by talking about graphics, photos, and image editing. Now I'm sure the first thing that comes to most people's minds when I say those things is Adobe Photoshop, and rightfully so. Adobe has been holding that sector of the market down for almost 4 decades. And I love Adobe Photoshop and all the things and tools that it has to offer to help you get your graphic needs met. And it's been a go-to choice for creatives for the past 40 years, essentially. But I really don't like their pricing model. And I don't like the fact that they switched from a pay once and you own the license forever business model to a monthly subscription-based model. Right? So you can get Photoshop right now for $20.99 or about $21 as of October 1st, 2023. But there's also their Creative Cloud suite of tools that includes all of their creative tools, which you might not need, for $54.99. So if you're just starting out and you're not doing a lot of graphics and editing work and you want to run lean, then Photoshop might not be the best choice for you, because as an online entrepreneur, you're going to be subscribing to a lot of softwares and services and things to get your business needs met. And over time, a lot of those subscriptions add up and add to your monthly operating expenses. So you want to run lean as much as possible in the beginning, because you might only be editing thumbnails, creating ebook covers, creating mock-ups, logo design, e-commerce store elements, or making email marketing campaigns that need a little bit of graphic work. So you won't need something that's too in-depth or too feature-filled to get your needs met. So the first tool that I want to talk about is Stable Diffusion. Now, Stable Diffusion is a text-to-image AI-based software that exists on a freemium-based model, right? So I've never really had to use any of the advanced features, but it's only $10 a month if you needed any of those features for your use case. However, you can make high quality graphics and images and other things that you basically prompt AI to make for you. You can also use Stable Diffusion on the desktop. They have a free desktop version available for use, but keep in mind that you do need a stronger and more souped up graphics card to be able to process a lot of the work that's going to be done, and a VRAM of about 8 gigabytes or more. Now, all of the images generated by the online version of Stable Diffusion have a small watermark on the bottom right hand corner, but you can easily erase them and get rid of them with the next tool I'm going to talk about. But first, I'm going to show you on my computer how I use Stable Diffusion. All right, so as you're going to see here, I'm going to just generate a random picture. Not really random, but I'm just going to use a random prompt to generate a picture. And when you come to the website Stable Diffusion and you click Get Started, it's literally free. And actually what I said about the watermark wasn't all the way true. I think they just removed that feature, because as of October 8th, when I'm like recording or making some of these edits, I entered the prompt and it gave me different versions of an image. So my prompt was something like a dimly lit room that obviously belongs to a YouTuber with a mic arm and sound foam and vintage posters on the wall. And as you can see, it pretty much did that. It didn't include the sound foam. So another thing to be noteful of is, you have to sort of be a master of the English language. And what I mean by that is you have to be able, like, computers are very stupid. They don't know how to do anything on their own. You have to be very, very, very specific when prompting it. And this is just like programming, right? If I don't be specific about how I want to handle every use case when I'm programming, the computer is just going to do what I literally tell it. So we're actually smarter than computers, because even without context, I can give you a phrase and you will understand it without having any other context. Like if I just said, "I'm rich, bitch," you're already gonna know what show I'm talking about, which actor or comedian I'm talking about, and which episode from that series I'm even talking about. Like you already know it's Dave Chappelle. So yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna prompt it. I'm gonna say, hey, 6 Olympic runners, so 6 Olympic sprinters dashing towards the finish line. There is a full stadium in the backdrop. The race is super close. The angle is from a side-facing broadcast type, let me say, broadcast type angle. The runners are of different ethnicities. From 2 European countries, 2 Asian, and 2 African, whatever. All right, so there we go. That's the backdrop, not backdrop. But even then, it's still smart enough to know what you're saying. There is. All right, so let's see what it does. It's gonna generate that image, and it's gonna take about what, a minute or so. So I'll check back with you in a minute. Okay, so we're back here, and this is the image that it generated. Very realistic. Very realistic, and you can click this download icon to download it. It doesn't have the words for the actual countries it's from. Does have some logos. And one thing to note about AI is it's very hard to get AI to do fingers properly. So that's one thing it struggles with, and it took about 2 minutes to generate this image. So I can click this X to see all of the different options that it generated, and these are pretty hyper realistic. I mean, they're really good. I'd say they're pretty good. You know, I'd want to go with something, you know, that matches the prompt. And a lot of these didn't have 6 image. Like this is okay. It kind of messed up the feet here. And this is a pretty good one here as well, even though this guy's leg looks a little kind of weird. But I'm gonna say I'm gonna go with this one, right? I'm gonna go with this one because I wanted it to be like a tight race. You know, different ethnicities, you know, dashing across the finish line, broadcast view. So yeah, I'm going with that one, and I can just download it, and then it will just download. And all of this was for free, and it doesn't have that watermark actually, like I was talking about. So you can even, if you want to correct the fingers and other things, because like this guy's arm is going in here, and you know, it's not 100% great, but it's something that you can give to somebody on Fiverr or Upwork or one of these outsourcing platforms to edit for you for very cheap. I mean, they'll polish this up for you, like the little details, but you have something that you've gotten for free as a base. So that you need to be a master of the English language. Like I said, you have to know how to prompt these softwares, these AI softwares that generate images for you well enough so that they get all the details right. Like I could have made this a longer prompt that could have added more detail and context for this tool to give me the exact type of image I want, but I just wanted to show you guys really quickly how to quickly generate. Now you can take an image that you generate in Stable Diffusion, and if you need to edit it or refine it more with a tool that you might see in Photoshop, there's another tool that you're going to use and you're probably going to love, that I love as well as a Photoshop alternative, and it's called Photopea. And like I said before, it's 1000% free. You're never gonna have to pay for anything. There are ads on the site, and it doesn't allow really you to use like an ad blocker, but the ads are not really intrusive at all. Maybe just 1 or 2 ads on the side, but the GUI looks almost exactly like Photoshop. And when I say GUI, I mean graphical user interface. So basically the way the tools and everything is arranged when you see it. So it looks kind of like Photoshop, but not really. They don't want to like get hit with copyright infringement or legality issues, so they had to make it a little bit different. But basically all the tools that exist in Photoshop you can use on Photopea. And like I said, it's free. And if you know how to use Photoshop already, then you know how to use Photopea, because it's pretty much the same thing, and vice versa. If you know how to use Photopea, then when you get to Photoshop, or when your business starts to generate revenue and you want to use a more powerful tool with less ads that's quicker, then you can go to Photoshop and it'll be a breeze because you've been using Photopea. Another low cost text to image based tool that's generated by AI that I use on a frequent basis is DALLE. Now, this was created by the same people that created ChatGPT, OpenAI, and it works wonders. Now, it isn't free. It does work on a system of credits. So basically you have a pay-as-you-go system and you top up the credits, and depending on your prompt that generates your image, you use a certain amount of credits. So if you're using more computing power, like to make some super hyper realistic images, you're probably going to use a lot more credits. So just figure out what your use case is and what type of images you're trying to generate, and also read up on our documentation on how to create effective prompts, and see if you can generate very low cost images using the prompts and using the least amount of credits that you to generate the images for your business. And now there's also MidJourney, which is $10 a month, and it exists on a Discord server. And although I love the software itself, like the whole API that it uses, I don't like the chaotic nature of the Discord server. Like, you get on a Discord server, there's a bunch of different channels, and you have to kind of just see like which channel is which. And even on their main and their beginner channel, there's like hundreds of people, maybe even thousands of people using it at any given time. So you just have to prompt the message into the MidJourney Discord server, and it basically generates a high quality AI image for you, and you can set the quality of the image, and there's a whole bunch of other parameters that you can set. You can set to the realisticness of the image or whatever, what have you. You just have to read up their documentation to see how to make the best prompts for your use case. Now, I like the images that it creates, but like I said, don't like the chaotic random nature of the Discord server. So that's why I pretty much stay away from it, because you see a lot of random photos while your photo is being generated, and some even weird ones. But nonetheless, it's still a great piece of tech, and you might actually like it if you can just get over the Discord messages going at 1,000 miles per second. Now let's talk about video editing software. So for me, I use Final Cut Pro, and that's largely in part because I love Apple and all of their Apple software. So I just, being an Apple fanboy, bought Apple's Final Cut Pro. But really, in actuality, I didn't really need all of the features that it has to offer. And there is Adobe's Premiere Pro as well, and that comes in like the same price as Photoshop does. It's $20.99 a month, or $21. Or if you want to get the Creative Cloud suite of tools, it's $54.99, so like $55 essentially, right? And like I said, if you're an online business, maybe you're some sort of surgeon or whatever, like you have some sort of digital product and you just need to create and edit videos, you might not need all of those tools that are in Premiere Pro or in Final Cut. But I have a solution for you. There's Vinci Resolve, sorry. Vinci Resolve, like Leonardo da Vinci, or what is it? Da Vinci, like Da Vinci Code or something, I don't know. But it's an excellent tool, and I really wish I found out about it before I purchased Final Cut Pro, because Final Cut Pro for me was a little overkill, and DaVinci Resolve is completely free on both Windows and Mac. And you can get little upgrades and packs, and a lot of people use what's called LUTs, or lookup tables, and that's like some real cinematography and videography geek type stuff. And what it really is, it just allows you to color grade and add certain video effects and aesthetics to your video. One of the most popular ones is CineStyle, and I think for Canon it's C-Log. And what that does is it color grades your video to give it a more cinematic feel, right? So cinematography and videography geeks love it, and most importantly, they use it for their very professional products and their projects. So I would suggest, if you just want to make simple videos, that you use DaVinci Resolve if you want to just get some simple video editing done for your business. And speaking of video, if you need high quality motion graphics or templates to use that give your videos that extra bit of that professional touch, whether it's logo reveals, social media icons, UI elements, backgrounds, show reels, you name it, there's a tool called Jitter that is probably perfect for you. Now, they operate on a freemium model, and you can get their free model and use and start making a lot of interesting graphics just straight out the box without paying anything. Or you can get their monthly billing or yearly billing, which with their yearly billing averages about $12 a month and monthly is $18 a month. I use their free tier to actually generate something on my page. So the logo reveal that you saw for this video, yes, this video that you're watching right now that I'm going to use for, my YouTube channel, hence going forth, was made with Jitter. So you can make a lot of quick, simple animations that look really high quality and professional with Jitter for like almost nothing. And if you want to subscribe to them, they're just 18 bucks a month. Now, let's just say you want to make some sort of faceless YouTube channel, an audiobook that you want to publish on Audible, or maybe some podcasts you want to make weekly episodes for. Now, let's say you don't possess the best voice in the world. You don't have that deep, suspenseful voice that you want to use, or that jocular tone that you want to use for your podcast that's going to keep people listening. Now, you can use Murf AI, and Murf AI simplifies the process of creating audiobooks or faceless YouTube channels or podcasts by allowing you to feed it text, and it generates high quality voice audio for you that doesn't sound robotic at all. And they have dozens of voices to choose from male voices to female voices. They have different accents, from the Australian English accent to the British English accent to the American or Canadian English accent. They even have different languages for you to choose from, including Spanish, Portuguese, I think they even have Hindi and a bunch of other languages that are widely spoken around the world. And you can just worry about making the content that you need to make and the voice that you want it to be read in. You can use Murf AI, and Murf AI will automatically read whatever you feed it, and it will do it in amazing voice tonalities and qualities. So yeah, I use Murf AI for the audiobooks that I'm creating, and I have the deep, suspenseful tone that I want to use and achieve for my audiobooks, and it's just an amazing tool to use. So if you have some sort of use case where you need some audio, so you need some sort of voice that's impactful or that's going to fit whatever need that you need it for, I suggest Murf AI is a solution for you. Now, let's say you need to make a lot of presentations for your business, whether it be for webinars, or maybe your YouTube channel, you're some sort of online educator, or maybe to close clients for your business, you might want to add some visual aids. Well, there's Beautiful AI, and Beautiful AI is a text-to-presentation software that allows you to basically prompt the software and give you any sort of presentation that you might need. It's going to ask you for fonts, themes, styles, in which you have a whole bunch of templates to choose from, and then you can just prompt the software to give you a full-on presentation. And from that, you'll have a base to work with, and this can tremendously speed up your workflow. For me, in my use cases, I just use it as a base. I use it as a base to get some notes for my presentation. Then I take away what things I don't find are necessary to include, and I add my own little pizzazz and the other notes and the other important bits that I think are best for that presentation in it, and it can save you a lot of time. Now, it's not free, but it is very low cost, but it's billed annually, so you do have to pay that $144 up front, but that averages about $12 a month. So like I said, if your use case for your business is, you need to make a lot of presentations and you need to pump them out fast, then the guesswork is taken away from you in terms of creating fonts or looking for fonts, looking for templates to use, and even actually the content that's going to be in the presentation. And if you want to further extend that, you can export the presentation to either Apple's Keynote, or you can use Windows PowerPoint, and you can further add and edit and do whatever you need to do to make that template your own and best fit for your business. Now, if you're just getting started in online business and you need a bunch of random things done, especially boring things like LLC formation, EIN formation, website templates, business licenses, permits, bookkeeping, a whole bunch of stuff like logo creation, then you might want to use Tailor Brands. And they have plans ranging from $2.50 a month to $49 a month. And you can buy a bunch of add-ons in the app itself that allow you to do things like buy domain names and just establish business documents. And it just helps you just get everything done in one place. And that's why I like it, because as an online entrepreneur, you're probably going to be using a ton of different softwares to do things that you might not even need to do on a daily basis. For instance, I was using Inkfile, which is great, but I'm also using this and that and other tools and you know, Bluehost and a bunch of other things. And you have to have a systematic way for managing all those things, so you be on top of all your subscriptions and your domain name doesn't, you know, expire, or all these other things that you might need for your business. You can just keep track of. And Tailor Brands is a great way to do that and just have everything you need for your business and all those boring startup documents. You can just have it in one place. So if you ever need it, you can just refer to it. You can just, you know, just have everything just systemized in one place. Now, let's just say you need to write a lot of ebooks, flip books, or PDFs for your business, whether it be you want to sell them on some platform like KDP Publishing, or maybe you have your own website where you give them away for free, or a lead magnet on your YouTube to collect emails. What you want to do is you want to write a lot of that content yourself, then feed it into Designrr. And Designrr IO has a lot of AI features that allow you to bolster the text in your ebook or your flip book. So I feed Designrr IO my flip book or my ebook content, then I ask it to add more chapters and to sort of bolster the information and text that I've already included in some of the chapters that I've written, right? And if I do want to publish this on some platform like KDP Publishing, what I do is I put that finished text into Quillbot. Quillbot then rephrases it. And since Quillbot isn't really technically using AI, what it does is just rephrase text and puts it in a tone that you select and uses as many synonyms or, you know, like sounding words or phrases as you want. And at the end, you have your own original text. So what I do is use Designrr IO, my own just text and style and language, and use Quillbot, and I throw that all together, and I have my text for my lead magnet, for my PDF, or for my flip book, so that I can use this in, you know, some sort of like website capacity where I'm collecting emails, or I use it to just publish on a platform like KDP or some other ebook platform. Anyway, that's it for this video. I hope I was able to provide you some value and some low cost and no cost alternatives for whatever solution you might be thinking of using in your business. Go ahead and leave a comment below and tell me what your thoughts are, or if you have some other questions about some other solutions you're troubleshooting. Yeah, I'll try and respond to them as quickly as possible. And also give me some video topics that you guys think would be cool for me to talk about. Anyway, that's it for this video. Take care.